to the drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Miami Grand Prix. We have two sessions coming your way, and you can see session one in front of you now. We have Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, and Yuki Tsunoda. Lando, why don't we start with you? Great to see you again. Back to the scene of your first win in Formula One. Does it give you a little spring in your step returning to the Hard Rock Stadium again?
No, but it's just I mean, it's good memories, right? It's stuff I dreamed of as a kid. Was winning and standing on the top step, and I managed to do it here, which was a cool place to do it. So just good memories, good times. You know, thinking back to the race, the checkered flag, seeing the team, the celebrations. You know, a lot of things that always bring a smile to my face. So hopefully, and the plan is to try and do it again.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. What are the biggest challenges facing you and McLaren this weekend?
Same as normal, I guess. All the competition. We feel good, and we feel confident we're the best. But the others are certainly not far behind, and are constantly putting pressure on us. So one little mistake, and we're behind, and we're not where we want to be. Otherwise, it's just another weekend. It's another weekend where we're trying to improve. I'm sure others are trying to improve and try and get ahead of us. But just making sure I have a good weekend and a clean weekend is the main thing.
Clean weekend. I mean, we haven't seen the best of you in qualifying at the last couple of events. Are we going to see a change in approach from you?
I'm working on my things. I'm working on what to improve and trying to figure out all the things behind the scenes on what I need to do better on. It's certainly not because of a lack of speed or lack of ability to do so. I've often led the way in Q1 and Q2, but always when I've got to Q3, then it's not gone to plan. So I think there's stuff from the driving side and other things where from the car side where just things haven't clicked. But I'm working on it, and hopefully this weekend I can put it into practice.
All right, best of luck with that. Lando, thank you very much. Pierre, let's come to you now. How's your throwing arm? You're likely to see Alpine investor Patrick Mahomes this weekend.
We got some big names coming. Obviously we have a lot of American support and investor in the team. So coming here is always a special moment. Patrick is going to be around this week, and I must say I admire his work, his success in his sport, and it's always a special time to be able to chat with him.
Let's bring it on track. It's been a bit of an up and down season for Alpine. Just that 7th place in Bahrain to show so far. What trends are you seeing from the car now in terms of performance?
Well, I think it's extremely tight in the field, especially from the sort of position we're fighting in. Within 3/10, you could be in Q3 or knocked out in Q1. So it's just difficult. I think we've been able to really put things together the last 2 events. Not been very fortunate in the first 3 races, but I do feel we got the speed to fight. The Williams. AlphaTauri as well are very competitive at times, and also Haas. So just gotta be on top of our game and extract every hundreds and millisecond of our package, and I'm sure we'll be able to fight for those points.
All right, best of luck. Thank you, Pierre. Yuki, coming to you now. Let's start with that Silverstone test last week. You did a day in a 2-year-old car. How did it go?
I experienced I think classic British weather. So started dump, and we didn't bring any wet condition, wet tires, anything, just because we didn't want to waste any mileage for the driver TPC test. So we wait a quite long time for to get dry up, and unfortunately we got a bit of issue in the end of the days as well. So in the end we didn't drive much, but still cool experience. To be honest, it's hard to feel the difference, right? Because it's completely different condition, and it's completely different characteristic corners compared to previous races that I raced in. So also I didn't want to really say something stupid feedback to make the confusion. I didn't want to make it confusion, so I tell difference what I felt clearly. But other than that, I mean, it was still a good test, I think, for me to get back on good mileage.
And you've now done 3 races in the RB21. How confident are you feeling in this year's car?
Just needs more time, I guess, to get used to it fully. I mean, I think I'm happy with the progress so far, and I think the confidence is quite there. But just when you push 100% on the limit, in qualifying, which you kind of face, almost first time in qualifying, right? Because you don't really push 100% until then, which I want to, but at the same time, just starting point is always slightly below than where I used to, start with in FP1. So just have to build. It takes a bit more time to build up in each tracks, and in qualifying, most of the time so far, I experienced new kind of behavior from my car, and just not able to sometimes cope with it. But I wouldn't say like car is super difficult. It just needs more time and define where the limit is.
Okay, Yuki, thank you for that. It's a very busy room here, so let's open this to the floor now. We will start with the broadcasters, and where are we going first? David? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Craig?
Yeah. Craig Slater, Sky Sports. A question for Lando. Andrea Stella talked about an upgrade targeted to make the car easier for you to drive. I just wanted to know how far down the road that is in terms of being deployed, and whether you really do feel you need that to fully get on top of this year's car.
I mean, I certainly think it'll help. I don't honestly know the exact timeline of things. There's also a mixture of things that will probably slowly come and be implemented over time. But I also don't want to just rely on that myself, So there's also things I'm trying to work on separately, and hopefully that's a better fix than waiting for all the bits to come. But it's good that we're working as a team, and the team are working hard to try and understand these things, because it's been clear that there have been some differences from last year in how the car works and how it acts, and then how I'm able to get lap time out of it and perform. So a mixture of things, but confident that. I mean, I have to be a little bit patient with certain things. Some things are bigger than others, but it takes time, some of these things. So I just keep my head down and keep pushing myself.
Thank you, Lando. David?
David Croft, Sky Sports. Yuki, question for you. Sorry the British weather stopped you running too much at Silverstone last week. But if it's not a super complicated car to drive, where are the bits that you need to work on so that you feel way more at home in the Red Bull as opposed to the racing bulls? What are the bits that need a little bit of care and attention, a bit of time on them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I would say it's not complicated in the sense that to try to drive around. I mean, it's not easy for sure. Like what I felt in V-Car was a bit more lenient, in bit more forgiving with any directions, and definitely Red Bull has slightly sharper, kind of narrower window that they can form, which I think being a window and to drive around is not. I mean, still not easier than a V-Car, but better than I thought. Initially when I jumped into Red Bull, but just for me, it's the first car after joining Formula One, and since 4 years I've driven the same car. I know how to set up those cars, and where the limit is. So I just naturally didn't have to really think about it. But now, in terms of setup, the setup I tried, for example, a couple of times in Suzuka, whatever, where I thought would be good, just didn't work out. Even in the car, I felt quite good in terms of balance, but just in terms of lap time, when I looked, it just didn't really reflect the feeling I had. So those things just come, I guess, from the experience, and sometimes just have to accept the kind of difficulties of the car. Sometimes if you're feeling kind of a lot of oversteer, a lot of understeer, just if still lap time is good, just to probably stick to the direction. So those things just is different approach. And the things I'm trying to learn as much as possible, and so far the team's definitely helping quite a lot with those directions. But just also, just have to get used to it. You know, like even the limit, I just still don't know yet exactly because I had Q3 last lap in Saudi. I slight push more and I had massive snap, which I didn't expect for. So, yeah, you'll get there, but just I just try to keep my head down and it slowly builds up. But also, I think, also just in general environment with me and my engineer, he's a Scottish, so a bit of Scottish mix between Scottish English and my Japanese English. It's a bit interesting radio going on. So those things just needs more time to blend in general directions.
Thank you, Yuki. Next one, Mara.
Sport Italy, a question to Lando. Lando, I know that we are just in Miami, but speaking with your opponent, they are sure, they are all convinced that a lot will change in terms of volumes from Barcelona. Are you too, as a team?
No. This is the nice thing, you see a lot of what people say and what they speculate, but no, I'm confident, like not much at all has to change for us and we can keep doing what we're doing. So like Oscar said before, I think we'll be strong through the whole season. I'm confident of that. We have plenty of things we want to improve and do even better on. But no, the others can say what they want and can think of what they want. I don't mind.
Okay, thank you. Next one. Yeah,
Diego Mejia, Fox Sports Mexico. Maybe for Pierre, and if anyone wants to comment as well. Once again, we have a softer step in the tires. We didn't see 2 stops in Jeddah. Do you expect that to be more of an effect here?
Well, I think, for sure it brings a bit more unknown coming this year also with the sprint weekend. It doesn't make things very easy in terms of tire allocation and what way you want to go. So there are probably going to be compromises to be taken at some stage throughout the weekend. But I think we might see slightly more differences across strategy. Definitely for Sunday. But I'm sure we'll learn more about it also Saturday once we've done the sprint race.
Lando, you agree? He agrees. Right, next one. Yeah, where are we going? Yeah, Albert.
Yeah, Albert Fabrega, ESPN Latam. Question for Lando. Do you think that this year's DNA of the car, it suits better to Oscar driving a style rather than yours?
It's a difficult one to answer. It's very difficult to answer. I think there are just certain things which don't allow me to feel what I need to feel, and those things are what allow me to drive to the level that I can drive at, to get pole positions and to drive at the highest level in racing. And we're talking about small things, it's not like it's impossible to drive all of a sudden. It's just when we're talking about qualifying split by hundredths of a second, thousandths of a second, that's what I'm complaining of, and nothing more than that. So, it's not one I can probably just give you a yes or no answer to. I think he's maybe more naturally able to adapt, and I also think it's a driver's job to adapt to whatever car they get given, but there's compromises, and the team are also there to try and help you get the most out of the car. But it's clear there have been some changes, and whether it's just suited Oscar or Oscar's been able to do a better job at adapting, then that's not for me to kind of know or try and figure out or waste my time on. But for me, it's obviously hurt me a little bit more, and I'm not being able to perform at the level that I was at the end of last season, which I think is the best level that I've been.
Okay, thank you, Lando. Next, please.
Mervi Kallio from Viaplay. This is for Lando. Did you expect in the beginning of the season that this car is going to be trickier for you than the last year car, as you said?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's very hard to know. Of course, we have the simulator and things, and there was nothing that really spoke out that much about it. So the answer is no. We knew it would be a step forward. We knew it would be quicker, but until you really put it on the track and you drive at different circuits, it's not just at one. There are some circuits I felt better, and some circuits I've liked the feeling a lot. No, but not enough of an indication for me to kind of prepare probably what I needed to prepare for.